everyone. Welcome to day one of the 5th annual Toddler Play Conference. I am thrilled to have you here with us, and I'm thrilled to be kicking off this year's summit. So if you are here with me, come and let me know in the chat box. Oh, I see a couple of you bumped on now. Let me know that you are here, that you can see me, you can hear me. Sorry, I think I wobbled my camera. It's all wiggly. There we are. So we have kicked off day one with some amazing interviews today, and we are going to be talking about them a little bit, talking more about our work. And I'm excited in this talk to kind of get to know you all a little bit more. So let us know, first of all, where you are coming from, and make sure that you come and say hi, whether you're catching us live or on the replay. Come and say hi in the chat box so that we know that you are here, and then you get to tick off another one of those bingo blocks, which I know we all love. So if we haven't met before, my name is Holly. I am a pediatric occupational therapist, and I am the hostess for the Toddler Play Conference. The Toddler Play Conference was something that really was developed in my closet a few years ago. Not like in my closet is, and that's where my desk was, nothing else. And it has grown, and this year we are really focusing towards professionals, and I'm thrilled to have you all here. What I want to talk about a little bit today is just really encouraging us in the work that we do. And I really hope that that is how you felt. That is how I know I felt with the 5 presentations that you have today, how I felt after listening to them talk. Just really excited about the profession that we work in. I'm really excited about the power of play, and really excited about the power of our professions. So let me know if you also got that feeling. I guess that a few of you have watched some of the presentations. If you maybe on the VIP ticket, maybe you've watched a bit more, and some of you are kind of moving through them as you go. So before we get into really the meat of what we're going to be talking about today, this is actually our only live that we're going to be doing for the conference. We had a welcome call yesterday. Sometimes we have a live every single day. This year we're not going to have that, so you can really just enjoy the talks and just soak up all of the goodness from each of them. So some housekeeping, first of all. I know there was like a handful of you that had issues accessing some of the videos today. I really apologize for that. This is just one of these like glitch things that happens. It is all sorted out now. If for whatever reason it isn't sorted on your side, I know I've heard back from most of you that you're fine and all good to go. You can try switching device or clearing your cache, and that should solve the problem. But I know for most of you, I can like see on the background of the videos how many hours have been watched, and within really just feeling, for me, it felt like we just switched on the videos, and already some of them had more than 1,000 hours of people watching them, which is just so exciting. It is so exciting to see that. So I wanted to say, as always, Instagram, Facebook group, all of these places are so great for community, but they are not the place for support. If you have an issue with anything coming through, please email us. We really try to get back to you within 24 hours. We are working behind the scenes a lot. I think I answered 400 emails today, and we are here behind the scenes. It's much easier if you email us. In social media, things get lost. Over email, we also then can see your email and see exactly what's going on. So please, if you have any questions, anything that you need support with, just email us at support@otholly.com. Okay, we had quite a few questions come in today about the links. If you are here on the free ticket, the links are supposed to arrive in your inbox at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that is different depending on where you are living in the world. Some of you that means like midday or evening, and some of you that means right in your morning. And then the talks are available for 24 hours. If you joined like midway through today, you would have not seen those links. It might not have come into your inbox, but if you are in that position and you haven't emailed me and asked me for the link, which most of you have, I think, you can see in this, like below this video on YouTube, there's some links in there, and there is the link to go and start listening to the day's talks. Oh, Madison, it's nice to hear this. There was so much that I didn't know about that I can try to apply during my sessions. That's amazing, Madison. I can't wait to start hearing your guys' feedback. about all the things that you're learning through the conference. I know the Facebook group has already been hopping. Everyone is posting pictures, and I love seeing all these pictures of like your swag bags printed out, and it's so fun. I feel like we're just going out there and promoting play and really telling people about the power of play. I know a lot of you have also ordered the shirt that comes with, that was designed as the merch of the conference, and was designed and is sold by Emily B. Speech, and she made such a beautiful design that says Defender of Play. So I just feel like all these little like sprinkles that we're going to be sending out, and feelers that we're going to be putting out to the world, that this play thing is so important. The last little bit of housekeeping that I wanted to tell you is we had quite a few questions coming in about the CEUs. When do you need to complete them? So I'll just reiterate. The PTs, physical therapists and PTAs, this course is valid for a full year. So you need to complete this by the 28th of February in 2025. For OTs, you have 5 years to complete this. I know, I think I changed up the emails today so that the people that came in late would get the link for the day's talk. And I think that it might have triggered out to send quite a few people an email like you just signed up for the free ticket. So if you got that, it wasn't really for you. Sorry about that. So that also doesn't mean that you'll anything about 24 hours if you're on the VIP ticket. Okay, I also did just want to remind you that this event is brought to you by our kind of umbrella head body that's the business, which is Precision CPD. And this is a platform for accessible, affordable, multidisciplinary professional development. So if you like the vibe of this conference, that is what happens at all courses in Precision CPD. We are really about making things easy for you to listen to, learn while you're driving, learn on the go, and then also having that multidisciplinary approach. Okay, so I am now going to start talking a little bit about some of the things that we learned today, and I really would love to hear your input. Type away there in the chat box, and of course you can also bring these thoughts and perspectives to the group. We love to hear from you, we really do. So one of the things, and I've got here on our banner, tell us about where you work, because we're going to be talking a little bit about different contexts. I'd love to know more about the children that you work with. We have people here that work with early intervention, even like in baby years. We have people that are in school settings. And again, we have professionals from really all around the world. We have 138 countries, which is really amazing. And one thing that I know I definitely heard you say, mentioning this in the comments underneath some of the talks, and it was a very strong feeling that I got after being involved in those interviews, that our work has power. It is very, very easy to go through each day and feel like we, especially when we're working with younger children, we are bending a lot. We are like really exerting a lot of energy, a lot of patience, a lot of self-control. We are often, not very glamorous. I know for me personally, like my clothes are always dirty. I always have somebody with like messy fingers on me, or I've got paint stuck in my nails. So our work isn't necessarily doesn't have that glamour factor. And because it is often very hands-on and very intense, we can also sometimes become kind of accustomed to the power that it holds, and it feels much like work. I would encourage you to remember when you first started practicing or working in whichever profession you are, and perhaps you saw another therapist or somebody that was your supervisor or somebody that was above you in years. I remember for me, I would look at these people like, wow, they are just incredible. Like, look how much they understand children. Look how much they can support these children. Look at the incredible impact that they have on children's lives. So what I would really like to encourage you in today is that's what you're doing right now when you work with children, when you take the time and the intentionality to be studying and really honing in your skills. And maybe some of the skills that you're learning are skills that you already have, but you're just like refining them more or picking them back up. That is the thing that you would have maybe a few years previously looked on with absolute awe. One of the things that Carrie Ebert said in her interview is that we are architects of brains. We are building brains. And that is just such a powerful statement. Um, the work that we do is incredibly, incredibly important for the children that we work with, for the families that we serve, and how that impacts society really. So I just wanted to encourage you from the get-go on that. I hope that after today, as we're learning about the power of play, you will also really remembering that the work that you do is incredibly beneficial and powerful. I can see you guys all coming through here: early intervention, peds of all ages and outpatients, birth to 5, early intervention, OT part-time at preschool, and pediatric home care, early intervention, private practice. It's great to see you guys. So carry on telling me about the kinds of kids that you work with. Now, I just want to remind you the talks that we had today were firstly Carrie Ebert, who is a speech and language pathologist, talked about neuroscience and play-based learning. Then Cindy, why have I written her surname incorrectly here? Cindy Chang spoke about the therapeutic use of self. Tara Sumter spoke about executive function development. Katie Zelensky spoke about praxis and motor planning. And we also had Kokeb McDonald speaking about primitive reflex integration. And, you know, I said yesterday, we did this conference, we didn't decide to do really drill down into child development. We really wanted to look more at play and play promotion. But I wanted to open the conference with this idea of early childhood development and some of these parts of early childhood development that are very buzzwordy or hot topics at the moment, things that we are actively researching and trying to learn more about. Because I think that it brings us back to this thing of really, really understanding the power of play. When we think about all of the things. I mean, I'm sure when you were listening, for example, to Tara's talk, where she talked about how working in terms of sequencing events. I think that part of this was actually on the VIP side, that last 10 minutes, but she spoke about sequencing your treatment, and she spoke also about reflexive questioning and how these things happen very much through play. So when children are not exposed to play, when they don't necessarily have the opportunity to play, there is just so much that they miss out on. So sometimes I see clinicians writing on social media like, oh, we do more than play. We're not just play, we do more. And we do more. Of course we do more. Gosh, each of you has such an in-depth, very critical lensed understanding of performance components, of therapeutic techniques, of assessment, of all of that. But what I hope that you also kind of gauge from this is what if you only do that and we never look at the promotion piece? We never look at what happens when this child is not with us. We are only focused on one skill development or the thing that is happening today, and we don't ever take that chance to kind of zoom out on our children. So I've seen all of the places that you guys are working, and I would love to know, what is it that you are seeing in terms of, is play happening maybe within the context that you work or without? Have you been as concerned as I have been in the decline of play that we see in this generation of children? Is that something that you're noticing? Or maybe it's not something that you're noticing. Maybe you're noticing the play has shifted and that you see value in that. I would love to hear that. This is, I think, such an important space. One of the ways that we can, as professionals, as allied health professionals specifically, and educators, really push our professions forward is to step into the places that there is a need, right? And not just the work that we have to do today, but really to step into the places that there is a need. So I would love to know your thoughts on what is happening around play as I take a sip of water. Now I realize it's probably a big question. So maybe some of you are typing in, maybe maybe you'll come and answer this properly in the group later on, and that is okay as well. I wanted you to think today, as you're listening to these talks, and that they are so in depth in terms of these just developmental components or developmental scaffolding for children, of what would happen if these children didn't get to play. How would this thing be developing in a daily rhythm where a child doesn't get the opportunity to be engaging socially, to be moving their body. And that is the reality for a lot of the children that we do work with. And I have one last question for you. Oh, so are the children that we work with getting this picture of play in full? And if not, what are we going to do about it? How are we going to defend play? I hope that by the end of this conference, we're talking about all that we've learned, but we're also talking about how we're going to be really like picking up that banner of defending play in all of the cute t-shirts and the posters and all of that as well. But really, how are we going to be doing that? In the direct context that we work, and then also in the other positions that we may have within our sphere of influence. Shorty is here. She says, play is utilized in my clinics, but probably not as much as it could be. And Kayla says, we are continuing to educate parents about decreased screen time, turning off toys with lights and sounds, encouraging parents to find things that do nothing, like Carrie spoke about. I noticed that the importance of play is not fully or perhaps rightly understood. Some families and schools perceive it as a waste of time, or if they do play, it is adult directed. Yeah, that's such a great, those are both, all three of them are really such great points. There's kind of a misunderstanding, maybe. Actually, really talking about that in terms of walking with parents next to play. Is it tomorrow that day? Yes, it's tomorrow. Tomorrow is like packed with this kind of information. We have Adam, he goes through like, I think it's 10 points on how to teach parents to be good play partners. And it's really a fun one. And then we also have Becky from the SLT scrapbook, who is talking about coaching and collaborating with parents. And it's really, really interesting talk. As well as, oh yeah, we have Kelsey tomorrow also talking about child-led play. You guys are going to love that. And Anna Delziel is talking about taking toys to a new level. And we also have the Ready to Learn and Play team talking tomorrow. So some of the points that you guys are bringing up here, I think, like, I'm excited how they're going to sync up with us tomorrow. Ashley says, I've been coaching parents to follow their child's lead and not try to lead play. Yeah, Ashley, you're going to love tomorrow with Kelsey. We really work on active learning and relationship building. I feel like more and more parents of very young children do not play with their children. I always ask my parents, are you getting down to them on the floor and playing? Are you letting them lead? These are great points, guys. I like that one about the floor. It kind of like shifts the atmosphere when an adult gets down to the floor with children. It's really important for our younger kids. And I love that you brought up parents, because of course these are the people that even when they finish our, say, school year, or the time that they're with us within a clinic setting or an early intervention setting, the parent is still with them. So if we've taught the parent like the importance of having pockets of boredom, or the importance of movement, or a parent is really like come on board with a certain idea of play, this will be a thing that they will walk with their child for the rest of their life. They will be holding that, or the rest of their childhood, at least when it's relevant. I want to encourage you, tomorrow you're going to be really diving into looking at this relationship with parents. I want to encourage you to also think outside of just the parents. Let's think about environmental things that are around us. Let's think about time allocation for children. I can't wait. I know at the end of this conference, and we actually have something like at the end of the conference, we have something really exciting coming just after that I can't wait to tell you guys about. It's something, it's really just for you. Laurie says, I often train and remind our teachers to join in with the children's play and get their documentation done later. Kids come first. That's great, Laurie. A lot of therapists where I work do not like parents in their sessions, and I understand that it is distracting for the child at times, but I like that the parents to come back and watch how we play. I so agree with that. I think that there's definitely something in both methods, but I just like often parents don't often get that unless it's like in the very early years. as soon as they're often in like school systems, especially if it's special ed or whatever, a lot of these needs are kind of like catered for within the river that the child is in, right, the stream. So getting that opportunity to also have the space within therapy, I think, is really important. I love all the content that you offer and the multiple platforms. Can we switch between podcast and online or only view one mode? That is from C. Johnson. So yeah, let me answer that. Actually, I will switch over to question time now. If you guys have any questions about anything, please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It helps get the word out there about play and all of these things. So to answer your questions about the multiple platforms, just so everybody's clear, she's talking specifically about the VIP ticket. Within the VIP ticket, there's a course, and then there's also the podcast. You can switch between them. That's absolutely fine, as you wish. You'll see that there's one assessment for the whole course. I promise you, it's as obvious as we could make it. It's an introductory level course, so the assessment matches that. It won't overwhelm you. So once you are finished all of the talks, you just need to go into the last interview and click the continue button, and then you will see your first. You have to do an evaluation. That's part of the CEU criteria. An evaluation will pop up, and then after that, the assessment will pop up. You just press submit within each of those, and then your certificate is emailed to you in your email. And we've already had quite a few of you like just work through the summit and get your certificates already. So yeah, that's how it works. You can definitely switch between the platforms. We offer parents to come into our sessions once a month to see how we are working, to give us the opportunity to update them on the progress and give them ideas of what they can do at home to help. Oh, I love that, Ashley. I think that is such a good idea because it makes it like there's clarity for both parties, right? The parent and the children as well. One of my experiences was working in like a special project that was basically really about parents within treatment, and it wasn't the same goal. We worked with these children I worked with that same group of children within hydrotherapy and within in preschool. So we worked with them very, very intensively. We had a lot of hours. I say intensively, but it was actually really fun. And we had a program after school that happened I think every 2 weeks, and that was child parent therapy time, and it was like a completely different focus to traditional occupational therapy. At least our goals were much more about attachment, bonding, play, coaching than anything else. So I think sometimes we think, okay, I'm working in like traditional, my goals are on the IEP of fine motor and this and that, but as we think about really like taking up that role of being a defender of play and influencing the spheres that we are in, there is a space to also advocate for this dual modes within the workplaces. That might sound intimidating, but we're going to hear more about that during the week. Sorry, I got interrupted. Laurie, you said, sorry, I got interrupted. Did you say we get certificates after each video? I watched a complete one, but there wasn't anything to fill out. Okay, so Laurie again is talking about the VIP ticket because the certificate is only available in the VIP ticket. Laurie, you have to finish, it's one certificate for all of the videos. So you finish all of the videos. At the last interview, you click continue at the bottom, an evaluation will pop up, and then also and then also the assessment will pop up, and then you just complete that, and then you get your certificate. I also want to say thank you. A few of you have already left us reviews and things on Trustpilot. We have like little pop-ups and stuff. I think it's one of the bingo cards too. I really appreciate that. That's just like another way that we get to really like create a space where people are wanting to defend play and learn more about play. I'm already like on the wavelength of what are we going to be talking about next year? Like what topic of play. So it's great to see the reviews, and thank you for helping us spread the word. It has been an incredible day one, a very, very busy day one on the backside of things. And I'm so thrilled for you to finish listening to today's 5 talks and then heading over to tomorrow. Tomorrow's kind of topic for the day is unlocking the power of play and agency. So I'm thrilled to have you with us, and I can't wait to get into that. And I think that that is it. Thank you. Oh, there's another question. Will test allow for us to retake if we don't pass? Yeah, absolutely. You can retake the test. I would just encourage you to like have your workbook with you because most of the stuff is very closely linked there. I also just again want to encourage you, like we really try to make it obvious. I think that you'll be okay. And you can retake if you need to. Okay, guys, so we're going to leave it at that. I will be chatting to you over email and also in the group. And yeah, share your thoughts. Let's all carry on defending play and really picking up that baton of being a defender of play. Bye, everyone.